Have you ever walked into a mechanic shop with a small issue, only to walk out with a massive bill and a list of urgent repairs? You're not alone. What many drivers don't realize is that some of the most common car problems, especially those related to sensors, warning lights, and electronic glitches, can be fixed with simple reset tricks. These aren't hacks or myths. They're real, proven methods that car owners around the world use to save time, money, and stress. In this video, we're going to break down 5 car reset tricks that mechanics rarely talk about. Not because they're dangerous or unreliable, but because they're so effective, they might just keep you out of the garage altogether. Let's start with one of the most misunderstood systems in modern cars, the check engine light. Reset trick number 1, the check engine light battery disconnect method. The check engine light is like your car's way of saying, hey, something's off. But here's the catch. Sometimes it's not a serious issue. It could be a loose gas cap, a temporary sensor glitch, or even a change in humidity affecting the electronics. Mechanics often charge a diagnostic fee just to tell you what the light means, but in many cases, you can reset it yourself. Here's how. Disconnect the car battery. It sounds dramatic, but it's safe if done correctly. First, turn off the ignition and remove the key. Then, using a wrench, disconnect the negative terminal of your battery. Wait about 15 minutes. This gives the car's onboard computer time to fully power down. When you reconnect the battery, the system reboots, and in many cases, the check engine light disappears. Why does this work? Because most cars store temporary fault codes in the ECU, or engine control unit. Disconnecting the battery clears these codes. If the issue was minor or already resolved, the light won't come back. If it does return, then it's time to dig deeper. But at least you've ruled out the simple stuff. Mechanics know this trick, but they'd rather run a scan and charge you for it. Reset. Trick number 2, transmission relearn procedure. Ever feel like your automatic transmission is shifting weirdly? Maybe it jerks between gears, hesitates, or feels sluggish. Before you panic and assume your transmission is failing, try this: a transmission relearn. Modern cars use adaptive learning to adjust shift patterns based on your driving habits. But sometimes, the system gets confused, especially after a battery change, software update, or long periods of idling. The result? Rough shifting and poor performance. Here's the reset method most mechanics won't mention: the transmission relearn procedure. Start by turning on the ignition without starting the engine. Let the car sit for about 30 seconds. Then, start the engine and let it idle for a few minutes. Next, take the car for a gentle drive. Accelerate slowly, let it shift naturally, and avoid hard braking. Do this for about 15 to 20 minutes. What you're doing is retraining the transmission control module. You're giving it fresh data to work with. In many cases, this smooths out gear changes and restores normal performance without touching a single bolt. Mechanics often reset this system using a scan tool, but the manual method works just as well, and it's free. Reset trick number 3, throttle body recalibration. If your car feels sluggish when you press the gas, or the idle seems rough, the issue might be your throttle body. This component controls how much air enters the engine, and it's managed electronically in most modern cars. Over time, the throttle body can get dirty or lose calibration, especially after a battery replacement or sensor swap. Here's the trick. You can reset the throttle body without any tools. Start by turning the ignition to the on position without starting the engine. Wait about 10 seconds. Then, turn it off. Repeat this process 3 times. On the 4th try, start the engine and let it idle for a few minutes. This sequence forces the car's ECU to recalibrate the throttle position. It's like giving the system a fresh baseline. In many cases, you'll notice smoother acceleration and better idle stability. Some mechanics clean the throttle body and charge for a full recalibration. But unless there's physical buildup, this reset trick often does the job. Reset trick number 4, power window reset. Ever had a power window stop working after a battery change? It's frustrating, and it feels like something's broken. But in most cases, it's just a software glitch. Modern cars use anti-pinch sensors and memory settings for window positions. When the battery is disconnected, the system can lose track. Here's how to reset it. Turn the ignition to the on position. Roll the window all the way down using the switch. Hold the switch down for 5 seconds after the window reaches the bottom. Then, roll it all the way up and hold the switch up for another 5 seconds. This tells the car to relearn the window's full range of motion. It's a simple fix, but mechanics often treat it like a motor failure or regulator issue, leading to unnecessary repairs. This reset works on most vehicles with auto up-down windows. Always check your owner's manual for specifics, but the principle is the same. Restore the memory, restore the function. Trick number 5, battery management system reset. This one's especially important for newer cars with smart charging systems. The battery management system monitors battery health, charging rates, and electrical loads. When you replace your battery, the BMS needs to be reset. Otherwise, the car might undercharge or overcharge the new battery, leading to premature failure. Mechanics use diagnostic tools to reset the BMS, but some cars allow manual resets. Here's how. After installing the new battery, turn on the ignition and leave the car in idle for about 10 minutes. Then, take it for a short drive with minimal electrical load. No AC, no radio, no headlights. This gives the BMS time to recalibrate based on the new battery's voltage and performance. Some vehicles also have a BMS reset option in the dashboard menu. Check your settings or consult the manual. If you skip this step, your battery might not last as long, and you'll be back at the shop sooner than you'd like. Now, a quick word of caution. These reset methods are effective, but they're not magic. If your car has a serious mechanical issue, a reset won't fix it. If the check engine light keeps coming back, or your transmission still feels off after a relearn, it's time to get a proper diagnosis. Think of these tricks as first aid. They're the first step in troubleshooting. They help you rule out simple causes before diving into complex repairs. Always listen to your car. If something feels wrong, don't ignore it, but don't rush to the mechanic either. Try these resets first. You might be surprised at how often they work. So there you have it, 5 car reset tricks that mechanics don't want you to try. Not because they're dangerous, but because they're powerful. These methods are based on real automotive principles, used by professionals and DIYers alike. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and share it with someone who's tired of paying for every little fix. And if you've got your own reset trick, drop it in the comments. Let's build a community of smart, informed drivers who know how to take care of their cars without breaking the bank. Thanks for watching. Drive safe, stay curious, and remember, sometimes the best mechanic is you.